Alrighty, so either this is like just smack dab start of the podcast, or there was an intro song. I am not that tech savvy, so and now we're posting on YouTube, so hopefully there's music to this. Dun-dun-dun. I don't know.
We can make some music.
Yeah, but
No,
there
that is
was
not
these
happening.
intro songs that we could have used. I don't know if I added them to it.
I hope you heard an intro. If you didn't,
This is our intro.
This is pretty good.
This is awesome.
you know what? Top 5 intro. Top 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it out there.
It's all fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, we'll go back to that, I guess. We are now posting on YouTube. There was some technical difficulties with our SoundCloud.
SoundCloud was being bitch.
Big ol' bitch.
and-
And costed money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And this is
we're
free.
gonna unsubscribe from that. Remind me, we gotta actually unsubscribe because if we wait another like week, we get billed again. So we gotta unsubscribe like probably after this is done.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
we'll
fair
do
enough.
that. So yeah, our SoundCloud is no longer. Might come back depending how big this podcast gets.
Yeah. Hopefully SoundCloud will return when you can like accept us.
And YouTube is more. I think YouTube's easier.
More people know YouTube.
Yeah.
My parents said they're like, "What's SoundCloud?" When I told them about that.
Yeah, exactly.
And now my
I'm
parents
barely on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I'm barely on SoundCloud too.
I had a
Yeah.
SoundCloud phase. SoundCloud's fun for weird music. You've had
For
some
weird music. Yeah.
super interesting stuff.
Uh,
Anyway,
So we're gonna hopefully this is fingers crossed everything works out. We're gonna be recording on Mondays, which today's Tuesday, but this is just a little hiccup in the couldn't do it Monday, so we're doing it Tuesday.
there will be switch ups, but the goal is to get one out every second Monday on the off season, and then during the season to get one out every Monday.
And then
And-
like we'll record on the Monday.
Yeah.
Hopefully out by Tuesday. I'll say midday.
Yeah.
Post it on my lunch break kind of thing.
So look for podcasts Tuesday afternoon,
Mhm.
Tuesday evening.
Well, since this is YouTube, hello. to our
Look,
new
look for
viewers.
YouTube videos on at that time,
yeah.
or I don't know.
Yeah. But yes, hello to our YouTube friends.
hmm Everyone's a friend,
Oh yeah,
whether you're on
Everyone's
YouTube.
we're not just restricting it just to.
Well,
YouTube viewers.
eventually we're gonna be super famous, and this will be like available on all medias.
Yeah.
So eventually, podcast 16 or whatever this is.
And that's what you hear most of the time is beers getting cracked in the background.
Did you finish that first beer already? Oh my
There was
goodness!
some. Yeah, we had some time.
I guess
5
you weren't
minutes.
talking much,
It
Colin,
was
but
about
Yeah.
5 minutes. I give it 5. But yeah, we are the Puck Boys. To my left, I have Colin Dalkey.
Hello.
and
To my right, I have
Marcus Federkevic.
hello.
Hi,
How are you guys doing?
Oh, pretty good.
I'm happy to be
been a
back
while.
at it.
Back at it. That is a big thing.
Yeah, this is
we are
Puck
back
Boys
at it.
2.0.
Puck Boys. Yeah, we'll say 2.0. Yeah.
It's like when the Jets came back.
Yeah.
We just had a little hiatus in Atlanta. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Now we're back.
Make the playoff. Come on.
Let's hope we don't have to wait 8 years.
First big break. 8 years down the road. So we got shouted out by someone like 8 years into it.
Could you imagine we're doing this till we're 29 and then we get a big break and like make it? Like we're like
Oh yeah,
we're, like
that would be.
1,000 episodes in or some like
Fucking
crazy
told
shit.
you guys. That'll be the first words out of my mouth.
Anyway, what do we want to start with? Congratulations to the Stanley Cup champions.
Yes. What the
Biggest
Washington
party animals
Capitals?
ever.
They did it.
Out of all the years that they could have won it, I couldn't believe it was this one. Like they have been stronger in like previous seasons.
Previous seasons, so much stronger, but this team, man.
Didn't they have one team that had like 130 some points in one year,
That-
and they lost to the Habs in the first round?
That was Halak. I think
oh
that
yeah,
was
Halak
Halak.
beat them. That was my bad.
And they just you're right, they had better teams on paper, but I think this was the group that just like gelled the best. Like you look at the way the bottom even not even the bottom six, but the second and third line played in that whole playoff run, like
Lars
Eller
Okay,
stepped up huge.
I gotta talk about
And I
that.
know you-
I've seen Lars Eller play for so many seasons with the Habs. I even saw him in St. Louis, and he never played like that in his entire career. It was so annoying to watch.
And then Devontae
I was
Smith
just about
Pelly.
I was going to say before Devin brings it up, but
My boy.
Devontae Smith-Pelly.
Devontae wasn't too bad with the Habs. I kind of liked him.
He's a flash guy. Like for like 2 weeks, I remember. I think it was New Jersey. He got traded at like the trade deadline. He got like 12 goals in like the last 18 games of the year or something. Like he was
Yeah.
on like a really good pace one season, and then but it's only like a month. He like flies and like looks amazing. So he just happened to do it in the last 3 weeks, or I guess not 3 series
Yeah.
of the playoffs.
What's even crazier is that he got his contract bought out by New Jersey, and he
Yeah.
was making less than $1 million.
That's crazy.
Like, to make a cut like that and buy him out. Like, are you kidding me? And now you look at him now; he's gonna get so much money in free agency.
I honestly, I was saying to Colin while we were watching the finals, I remember saying, I think he's going to get a Brian Bickle type of deal.
No way. He's gonna get less. He's gonna get way less than 4. Way less. He will get like maybe 2.5, 3, but it's gonna be like a long-term thing. It might be like $3 million at like 4 years.
So I could see something like that, but you know what? I think it's going to be some really desperate team who needs some
Honestly, he
grit,
might even get longer
some-
term. He might even get longer term.
Like,
Just because he's like 20, he's like
Five?
young. He's like
20.
24, 25,
yeah, he's not old.
but he does play a rough style of game.
I love those guys, and you
Yeah.
see them so much more in the playoffs, like how dominant guys like Devontae Smith-Pelly, Tom Wilson,
Eagle.
Jay Beagle, a bunch of those guys, like all those gritty guys who can score and actually
Yeah, Jay Beagle too.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a free agent too. He's gonna
gonna get money too.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have some tough decisions to make in this offseason.
We haven't even talked about Carlson, who's gonna probably make 9, something crazy.
Yeah, probably
He
about
had
that.
a
He might get
playoffs,
like
too.
8. I think like 8 or 9. Well, especially with OEL getting 8.25.
Is that
kind of-
that was officially reported?
Yeah, it was. Well, he signs the extension July 1st. It's gonna be an 8-year deal, $66 million bucks.
What was Hedman's when he signed it? Wasn't it
8 for 8.
8 for 8? Okay. So if
It might have been 8.5.
I'm
Pretty
trying
sure it was
to
8. I'm pretty sure it was 8.
so if you think Hedman gets 8 for 8, he gets 8.25. You think Carlson's around there? Like
Yeah.
especially if he makes it to the market. If he makes it to the market, I think there's a chance some team goes stupid and gives him 10. But like he was the top points in the defenseman
He picked quite
for
the
the
year to
NHL.
have a career.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the perfect thing where he's always been a good defenseman, but this year he was one of the best defensemen in the league, if not arguably the best.
Yeah.
Arguably the best. So
And then with Grubauer on the out, which do you think he's going to be the Islanders' new starting goalie or what?
I think so. Like they've also been reported for like quite a while now that they're
Yeah.
one of the teams who's interested. Carolina's the other one, but I see Grubauer going either. I think he's gonna stay in the division. I think it's
Really?
gonna be weird, but between
Oh, yeah, that would be
Carolina and I also think Philly could be in on it too.
Philly's always in the market for a goalie.
And so are the Islanders. Like they're all kind of in the same
Yeah.
division. Like I think it makes sense.
I feel like Philly switches their goalies all the time though, whereas the Islanders just kind of always have Halak. Like Halak's been there forever, and like
They had
you know-
Nabokov for a few years.
yeah, but then, like Tommy Grace played a year,
Oh, yeah.
but like I feel like
It's actually
Phil-
Jesus Grace.
Philly. Oh, don't even.
I'm cutting that.
Sorry, I had to.
Actually, I don't know. I'm not that tech savvy. I don't know how to. I don't know
Hopefully
how
you didn't just hear that, but if you did,
There you go.
Oh man.
I totally lost my train of thought. Oh,
Holy
Philly.
Christ.
Philly. I feel like Philly is like got 2 or 3 goalies in that play like 10 games every year.
Well,
Where-
they have right now. They have Mrazek, Elliott, and Neuwirth.
I know, and Hart has got to be close. He's
Yeah, he had like. Didn't he have like one of the best seasons
think
in like WHL
He had
history?
the best
He
save
st-
percentage in like whatever.
Dub history.
Dub
Yeah.
I didn't follow the season, but he was on pace for it at the World Juniors. I know that for a fact.
Something
Yeah.
like a 9. It was like a 954 save percentage, 952.
And they also have a high draft pick, Anthony Stolarez, I believe his last name is. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Yeah, he's like the guy who's 6'6" or something like that. He's huge.
He's a big guy. I believe he played for London
And that's
at
a
some
goalie?
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have 2 guys who could be good.
Yeah.
Hart looks like he's a lock to be an NHL starter.
Where was
at
Hart
least.
drafted? What was he drafted over?
I don't even know. It was late. It wasn't a top 2 pick, like top 2 rounds. I don't think.
It might have been third round.
Really.
It
Yeah.
could have even been second actually. It definitely wasn't first though.
No,
He was one of the top goalies that was like projected, but
no one drafts goalies
I
in
was,
the
I was
first
gonna
round
say
anymore.
I
goalies
know.
never go high anymore. Who's the last goalie to go? Like,
Vasilevsky
top,
and
like, 3?
Subban. No, Samsonov.
I'm trying to. Last goalie in the top 10, I believe, is Carey Price. That was.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
I
Yeah.
think that's the
Yeah.
stat I heard pretty recently. So and yeah, there's been a couple in the 20s and even the teens, but yeah, no one takes a goalie high anymore
Yeah.
because
You never
see.
know with them.
Oh, it's so hard to project them. Like
Yeah.
you see goalies becoming stars at 24, 25. What did he look like at 17, 18 when you're trying to draft him? Like lots of these guys are still like, even growing, like fucking getting taller, changing their style of goaltending.
I would
So-
love to see like 1 year where a goalie just makes it at 18. I would love to see that. I'd love
You know what?
that. Hasn't happened in so goddamn long. Like I think Fleury might have.
Fleury played.
He might have been like a backup. Like I'm not sure if he started, but
Okay.
like I would love to see an 18-year-old like make the team.
Be great.
Was it Vokoun who was his starter?
When?
with Pittsburgh, like flurries.
Oh, way back? No.
No idea.
I have no idea who the hell the other goalie was. It
Jocelyn
might have been.
Tebow?
It's a
I don't
good
know.
guess.
Because I thought him and Vokoun both had the yellow pads that one year.
No.
Vokoun played like way later, I think. Like way later.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah, how old's Flurry?
Flores was
30.
drafted 03, first overall, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah,
34?
that's later then.
34, 33.
Anyway, we are out losing track.
I was gonna say,
More
yeah, we got-
I was
Washington.
gonna say Washington with Trotz.
For them, I think
Trotz. Trotz.
Oh,
Is
he's
that
a
not-
lock to go to the island. Absolute lock.
Didn't they just hire a coach?
No,
No, they just fired
a coach.
Wade.
No,
and they
I know they fired
fired
Wade, but I
Snow.
thought they picked up someone.
No one's been hired yet.
No, they're also the only team who doesn't have a coach.
I know that as well. But you know what I think's going to happen? Somebody's going to fire a coach. Somebody's going to
Somebody might make the move.
someone's going to like can their coach tomorrow or like soon, but like before the Islanders
Yeah.
get torts obviously, and they're going to say like, "All right, we like you better than our guy."
Okay,
Low-key
I also
McClellan.
wanted to touch up on that because, oh man, I was reading this thing that was talking about how the Wild just hired their GM,
Yep.
Fenton. He was the assistant general manager for the Nashville Predators.
Okay.
Trotz coached there for like a long time, has like a really good relationship.
Yeah.
Boudreaux's
Boudreaux.
been with the Wild for like a little bit. I think he's a really good coach. He didn't do anything like wrong. But
Actually,
Minnesota's also a
that's the
team.
other- that's what I was hearing. They were talking about that on Overdrive today. I was listening
Oh,
kind of
okay.
in the background. Yeah, they said the Wild were the other kind of team that could get him.
Especially because I see the Wild, if you look at like their top four, and I know Nashville's top four was like a lot better, but this is one that you could kind of like get behind, especially if it's like Dumba, Spurgeon, Brodin, and Suter.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a solid group for a while, and their forwards all played like a really good game, like
Yeah.
a really good system.
What was that price you were telling me that the Capitals offered Trotz?
Okay, so what happened was
the
it was
money.
all about the extension that kicked in because once he won the cup, he got this automatic extension
Yeah.
to his contract, 2 years at like
He
I think it
didn't-
was
he
a
didn't-
$300,000 raise per season, so it went from 1.5 to 1.8.
1.8.
So Boudreaux had, not Boudreaux, Trotz had no choice but to like resign
To resign because he's
because he's worth like
worth
way
a
more than
lot
that.
more than 1.8.
Yeah.
And
What I'm surprised by is he didn't resign and then Washington go after him again. But now they're saying that the assistant for Washington's like a shoo-in to get it.
What I heard that they said was Trotz went into the room and said like, "Hey, this is what the clause is, but can you make it more? Like, can we restructure my deal?" And Washington was not willing to do that.
That's insane.
That's pretty bad.
That's what I
That's
heard.
awful.
So, and exactly the last 3 years. Listen to the last 3 years. Who can you say is like even close to this? President's Trophy, and then a Stanley Cup last year. That's
Which
n-
like the
yeah.
only is like Pittsburgh, but like with the back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Oh,
but
but
still.
yeah. I guess Mike Sullivan's got a pretty good resume with that the
Yeah,
last 3 years too.
but-
But
Has he won a Jack Adams?
Trotz,
Yeah.
at some point in his career, I feel like he did.
Yeah, I think he
But-
might have won one.
I don't actually know. Actually,
I think
don't
he
know.
might have when he had like Korea. Oh man, who else was on that team? Hartnell, Timonen. That was before they all went to.
like the first year Nashville
Yeah.
made the playoffs when he was there.
Radulov was sweet. Jason Arnott.
That's what I'm
Steve
think- yeah.
Sullivan, Martin Urat.
Weber was there.
Yeah, but who was really good there before him? Or was he just there? the
Uh,
entire
Barry
Trotz-
Trotz was their first ever coach, I believe.
Suter was really good too.
Trotz won it 2 years ago with Washington.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay, well, we're totally off. I feel like he would have been
And
considered.
that's his only one.
Oh, okay.
What do we know?
Whatever.
What do we know?
We still got one.
Very close. Very close.
Anyway, next order of business. Do you guys want to talk about?
We have to talk about the partying. The way that they celebrate winning that goddamn cup was
Okay.
that was awesome.
I've never seen anything like it.
Actually, we even got quotes like we finally started playing like we party,
Yep. He did
and
say
that was like wow, wow.
I
That
have
is-
not heard that quote. That is a money quote.
Yeah,
And I also thought the whole
that should be on a T-shirt for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Play like you party.
Play like you party.
I like it.
Yeah. And then the whole Oshie thing, that was tearjerker. The one him talking about his dad, he's like,
Oh,
his
on the
dad's
ice,
losing
yeah.
it kind of thing, and can't remember much stuff, and then he just goes, but he'll remember this. And it was like,
I'm not crying, you're crying.
yeah. But no, man, those guys know how to party.
The amount of Ovi stuff I saw, like, is this going to become the summer
cup
of Ovi?
stand? The cup stand was sweet.
Okay, for me, the craziest thing was like, I think it was the day after, or maybe 2 days after, when they did the Nationals game, and he threw out the first pitch or whatever. they showed a clip. They just showed like a camera pan of Ovi, like middle of the third inning, like literally between pitches, just going, yeah, lifting the cup, and it's like, what are you doing? Like no one's looking at you. Why are you just like, yeah, just yelling and lifting the cup? Like I feel like he just hasn't like did that for like 48 straight hours. Just lifted the cup and drank, and was just like that's all he did.
Oh, 48? He's on like a 2-week bender, just going after like him swimming in the fountains and shit with all the fans. It was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you doing? He's on another.
You guys are saying
level.
like it's a bad thing. Like,
Oh,
what are you doing?
I love this.
Oh no,
I
like,
love
this is
it.
a very good thing.
It's one of those things where it's like,
I haven't seen this in a while. I've never seen this like in hockey.
No
I've
one-
never seen somebody like celebrate over a cup this much.
Like the whole that quote from Backstrom sums it up perfectly. These guys know how to party, and they finally won.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Like no one has been so like in love with a sports trophy.
Yeah.
Like first off, I think the Stanley Cup's unique in that way. You never see like maybe LeBron. LeBron was like in love with that NBA trophy when they came back 3-1 2 years ago.
Totally different though.
Hometown.
And yeah, the hometown thing. But like it's
Ovi's
still
been trying.
Ovi
and
was
trying.
and like I said, for 72 hours, no one touched the cup. It was like
It
you
was
didn't
Ovi.
see it.
Yep.
I know.
It was only in his hand, and it was like I can't believe it.
Didn't he skate off the ice with the East? What's the East Finals trophy called? You know what I'm talking about?
Whatever the whales
There's
or
the
the Campbell,
The-
whatever one the East, but
the Campbell. Or the
yeah,
Prince
no,
of
I
Wales.
saw a picture.
And
He
he
was
like tried to like go off the ice with it, and they're like, "No, you like can't leave with it." He's like, "Oh," and so like went back and like put it down, and it was like, and then finally he got the cup, and he's like, "We're taking this right to the thing." Goes
Yeah.
right to the change room. It was awesome.
yeah.
And honestly, like out of the players in the NHL, do you think there's anybody who deserves it more than him? Besides, like you have the King, obviously, and all that, but I think Ovi's the most deserving of a cup out of any player in the NHL.
Oh, quick question. Who's going? Yeah,
This was the later hypothetical we were thinking.
Yeah.
You want to do it right now? We can do it right now.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the question
Who's the most
was,
due?
Who like obviously
Oh.
you could argue Ovi was the most due. I don't know if he was
I think he
number
was.
one for me,
Yeah.
but like who's left in the league that needs a cup?
Okay, well, to just butt in a little bit, Ovi did deserve it next, or number one among
Yeah,
everyone
I think
else,
he was my number
just
one.
because he won so many goddamn President's trophies, and he was like first every year, and people have been assuming that he's gonna win all the time. Whereas I think the only two real contenders for this are like Joe Thornton and Lundqvist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
I think those are probably like the top two for everybody. They've never been like number one in the conference like year after year. I think Thornton has actually with San Jose, like
Yeah, dude.
like a bit, but
Thornton's
like
been up and down. And
Ovi's been way like
Lundqvist
Washington,
made the
Washington
final.
has been way more dominant than San Jose in regular seasons.
That's true, but I look at it this way: the King has made the final and the Eastern Conference final way more times than Ovi did. Ovi
He
hadn't
did.
seen it, whereas the King has been like Final 4, Final 2 even, and lost it. I would
Thornton also made the finals and
I would-
conference. He's had a lot of
now
conference
that you talk about Thornton, I honestly think it probably was Thornton because he does have individual glory. He's won a scoring title. He's
had 125 points in a season, or 130 or something like that.
Yeah, it's a
100 like
it's a big
10
number,
assists.
but it just depends on the season.
I
Some
also-
years a guy wins it with 89. Some years a guy wins it with 216. So
I also look at it with like the gold medal thing too, because like Thornton
yeah,
does have a gold
he's
medal.
got international experience. He's got
and all
yeah.
that. And Ovi didn't. Ovi
And-
didn't have the gold medal. He always was like either silver or
And-
bronze.
Ovi's 33, Jotho's 39. That to me, that's the thing. Whereas like Ovi, yeah, we were all were saying like the ship has sailed. Washington's got to rebuild. Like their time was done. But realistically, you still saw like Ovi could have had years to win a cup.
Yeah,
He, like,
and he could have gone somewhere. or
yeah, like
something.
his contract's up in 2 or 3 years. If he wanted to leave at 35 and go like try and cup chase, he could have done that. So
I like it when like players stay with teams like that though.
oh, it's cool. It's cool to see a guy
Yeah.
play 18 years, one team, and it's like, especially a guy like Ovi, it's gonna have every team
Yeah.
record, and it's like, yeah, he probably has the team record in hits. Like that's how crazy that is. Dale
Oh, for sure.
Oh, and
Dale
probably-
Hunter
and
played a
probably
lot,
shots.
but shots. I'm sure
Shots
he's already,
on goal.
Easily.
Yeah, already by
Yeah, he-
500.
I was gonna say he
Like,
probably did that in the first
Way
5
more
years
than
he was
that.
with them.
Way, yeah, exactly.
that's actually I want to see that. Could you Google career shot on goal from the Washington Capitals? I don't know if that'd be a tough search to find, but I wonder. Like he definitely has the lead, and
There have been multiple times where I think he's gotten over like 500 shots on goal.
in a season,
Like he's average. Like there was a season where he averaged over 5 a game. Or yeah,
that's fucked.
that's off the top of my head. Yeah,
What's next on the docket? We had a
we
list.
gotta talk about some deals. I'm a Habs fan.
Oh yeah, we
I
haven't even
witnessed.
talked about your trade.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I have witnessed some really bad trades. I have witnessed Subban for Weber. I have witnessed Drouin for Sergachev. And a year after that trade is made, I witnessed another one where I'm just shaking my head. And it's Alex Galchenyuk, former 3rd overall pick. He hasn't been that bad. He's a 30-goal scorer 1 year. Yeah. He gets paid $4.9 million for the next 2 years.
Yep.
Not like it's quite a bit of money, but whatever. Got shipped off to Arizona for Max Domi. Max Domi had 9 goals this year.
That's how
Galchenyuk
much
had
he
8.
had?
Galchenyuk had 19. I think he had 19.
Did he have 19?
He had 19.
Oh yeah, out of those 9, 5 were against goalies.
Yeah, that's true.
He had 4 empty net goals and 5 real ones.
I think Max Domi is a better passer than Galchenyuk.
No. Yeah. Montreal has, oh my God, they struggle at scoring goals, and Galchenyuk was probably the second best guy doing that. Max Pacioretty, like over the past 5 years, has proven that he's still number 1. Gallagher, I guess, got 30 goals this year, so maybe he's a little bit better, but Galchenyuk is for sure 3. And they ship him off for Max Domi, who I think is a pretty good passer, but if you've watched Galchenyuk in the offensive zone, he is by far the more dominant player. It's not even remotely close. The only thing is, I think Galchenyuk is not good defensively.
This is
But
what
I don't
I'm
know.
going to say.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
25% of the games, Galchenyuk is by far a better player than Max Domi. 50% of the time, they're very comparable players in terms of what they contribute on the ice. And then, sorry, I said that wrong. 25% of the time, Galchenyuk's way better. 50% of the time, he's a bit better. And then 20% of the time, or 25% of the time, they're equal. That's what you're getting. To me, Max Domi is a way better defensive player and a better passer, whereas Galchenyuk is a more talented forward, a better shooter, a better skater. Yeah, that's how I would.
Galchenyuk had 19 goals, 32 assists for 51 points this season, and he was a minus 31.
Yeah, because he gets put on the ice all the time.
Yeah. And then Domi had 9 goals, 36 assists
I don't
for
know.
45 points, and he had a minus 7.
That's actually not.
Montreal
near as
also
bad.
allowed a shit ton of goals, and yeah, you know what?
Max Domi
Whatever.
played on the Arizona Coyotes. He didn't exactly play on a cup contender either.
Yeah. Which, there's that trade, but there's also the one that happened today.
Okay, well, we had a couple that happened today involving the same guy.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to talk about what his fiance did first, or allegedly?
Everyone already knows. I don't think
Oh
we
my
need to break
God,
it
do we
down
have to?
for people.
Do we have to
but
get into that?
Hoffman?
Oh, man.
What do you guys think of the Hoffman deal? Let's talk about the Hoffman, the trade. What do you guys
The
think
actual
about
trade.
it? It was the first one was Hoffman for Bodker and Berg. I don't remember his name. No. Are you looking it up, Colin?
Yeah, I got it right here. It was Mike Hoffman, prospect Cody Donaghy, who I believe was a undrafted guy,
Okay, so-
and a 5th-round pick in 2020 to the San Jose Sharks in exchange for Mikhail Bodker, who has 2 years left at $4 million. Prospect Julius Bergman, who was
Bergman,
a
yes.
That's his name.
former 2nd-round pick, but he hasn't really panned out. I looked at his stats. He looks like a pretty good AHL defenseman, but that's it. But he is young, so you never know. And a 6th-round pick in 2020. That was the first deal. Loved it for a little bit for San Jose. The only question I have though is that you just signed Kane to 7 years,
Oh.
$7 million.
I was gonna say, they're the exact same player, right? Hoffman and Kane.
They're very.
No.
I think they're
Kane's
I
way
think
more
they're just
physical
similar.
and way more dominant in that sense. He can dominate a game physically and he can shoot.
And Hoffman
he's very
has
aggressive.
a better shot.
Yeah, Hoffman's got a
Hoffman can
amazing
shoot.
shot.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, he's probably one of the best releases in the game, man.
Yeah, very underrated in that sense. I don't think he gets enough credit for his shot. But anyways, a few hours later, he ended up getting shipped off to Florida. And let's pull up that deal because I think it was for picks.
It was just.
It was just
Yeah,
for picks.
It was like a second, fourth.
Yeah, I believe it was it was Hoffman and I believe it was a 7th-round pick
I think it was.
That sounds right.
for a 2nd-round pick in 2019 and a 4th and a 5th in 2018.
Yeah.
Oh, so the second's not even this year's. Ah,
Yeah, I couldn't find that on there, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
that's a little bit less exciting.
Yeah, I know.
But okay.
Honestly, I think
I-
I think San Jose won this.
Oh, San Jose
Like,
comes out like bandits
they
here.
literally.
They got
They got rid of a bad contract, and they lost Bergman, but whatever. But they gained, I think, 4 picks in the deal.
they got a 2nd. I think it was a 5th or a 4th and 2 5ths. I think they got 4 picks out of it.
But they gave one to Ottawa, so they got.
They gave up a
3.
6.
Yeah.
But with
still.
all this going on, do you think Hoffman could have been traded for something better than that?
The asking
They
price.
were a week too late. If they would have dealt him at the deadline, are you kidding me?
The
He would have
dead-
easily have gone to
then,
first.
But I mean, like after all this stuff came out about his wife and all that, you don't or
No.
his fiance. I don't think they can get anything better than that.
Seriously, until something
I
like
honestly didn't think it was going to affect his value. I thought he was going to dump the. I thought it was
This is terrible for PR shit.
dude, this is
I
you
honest-
can't bring him
No,
into the
okay,
room.
sorry. I didn't think it was going to be. I don't know.
He's-
I thought it would be better.
He's too talented to like not play in the NHL because of this, but like this significantly he was offered or not offered. The asking price was a first and a highly touted prospect at the draft. I am at the deadline, so I don't know what it would have been at the draft, but at the draft I feel like you can for sure get the same like a similar thing. Like someone would have given you a 15 like their first guy they took last year, and even like maybe a shitty contract or something, because that's what they ended up getting in Bodker anyway. But something like that. Whereas this year, in this situation, they got a shitty contract, a maybe prospect, and a sixth, and downgraded a pick. Like,
That's awful. I can't even see like. I do think he's gonna play in the NHL, but for PR stuff and all that, I can't see it working out. That's the stuff that his like fiance allegedly also like obviously.
yeah, we don't know if it's for sure yet,
But-
and we also don't know is like apparently he's still standing by her. But
Oh, yeah,
if
they're-
it comes
yeah.
out that she's not, maybe he leaves her. We don't know. But if he's still with her, like it's to me, and especially if it isn't proven yet, or it's proven that she was her, like how do you like you can't be part of the team? Like there's gonna be so many team things where it's like, okay, bring your wife. No, yeah, Hoffman, you can't come. Like
Yeah.
we don't want her there. No one wants her there. She bullies people online, and to the point of calling
Talking
the
about-
cops, like
Yeah.
getting the authorities involved. Like it's not just she sent like a Domino's prank phone call. Like she was cyber attacking
Yeah, and about like
or allegedly.
the whole baby thing, like that just it went so overboard, and it was just like
That was the worst
that
of it
was
all.
the worst.
You never make. Yeah, you never
that's
joke
not
about
even
that shit.
funny.
That's
like,
not funny.
Oh, it was so bad. But you know, you're sitting there thinking if Hoffman didn't know about it, then it's the love of his life.
They said the
obviously.
Sens knew about it before it became
That
public.
is crazy. That the Sens knew about this for like a while and all this stuff and just didn't release it. Which
Who the
obviously-
hell is the
obviously
one
they're
who
not
leaked
gonna-
that information?
Well, obviously they're not going to
Like,
release
oh
it.
my god.
Oh, like the that it got released like a week ago, like how it got out a week
It's
ago.
because Carlson's wife went to the police about it.
Carlson's
Watches,
wife made
like,
it public.
That's why that.
Yeah.
What was the and the assistant general manager? He just got into a huge thing too. Like Ottawa's just a fucking mess right now.
Did you hear
Oh.
what happened with that? Apparently, it was a shuttle bus driver for the hotel, and he was like rubbing the like bus driver's shoulders and like saying like
I thought he
sexual
got
things to
I thought
him.
it was assault. I didn't think it was
No, it
sexual
was
assault.
No, it's
Oh,
sexual
it was
harassment. He
harassment,
was in
wasn't
the
it?
he was in the
What?
car with the shuttle driver, and he was like forcefully like inviting the dude to his room
and like,
like
rubbing
touching
his shoulders
him
and shit. And it was some like 19-year-old kid, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And like didn't say anything about it. He's like, if like it was anybody else, if it wasn't a 19-year-old kid, if it was like an older guy, it would have been like, "Don't fucking touch me," kind of thing, and all that. But he's a 19-year-old kid
No,
on a
it's
dead end job.
it
Like I would have
sounds-
said something.
huh?
I would have said something if he's doing that.
I feel like anyone would have said something. It sounds like he was sexually harassing him. So I would have said like, well, I would have said stop. Like the kid was like, no, thank you. Like stop,
Oh.
please. And then the kid went after like a few times saying no, filed a sexual harassment
Okay,
charge because
okay.
that's yeah.
Yeah, it's the
I don't know, the
Senators
claim
are-
sounds legit.
Yeah, the Senators are just they're a wildfire.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Carlson maybe getting dealt at the draft. We might have to talk about that next week.
yeah, that's gonna be a spicy meatball if that happens.
Oh yeah.
But
Awesome.
what was I? What were we just talking about?
Senators.
Oh, last thing about the Senators. On another like note, did you hear that they had a recall on one of their clothing things?
Oh, yeah, you told me
flammable and
about
choking
that.
hazard.
Yeah, they had their baby onesie or whatever. It was like a high risk flammable and also a severe choking hazard.
Yeah.
So they recalled their onesies or something for like the Ottawa Senators team. So
That whole
there are
organization is fucked. It's fucked.
there's nothing positive. Like everyone hates the owner.
They lose
Their
star forward.
like the rest of management looks like a joke because their assistant GMs could go to jail. Their on ice product's third worst in the league, and
didn't
they
win the
just got
draft,
worse because they lost another talented player. Like
and they're about to lose their star defenseman,
maybe.
possibly.
Do you well apparently Carlson requested for a trade. Do you think that changes now that Hoffman's gone or Because I still think Melnick.
Little bit.
I think
Little bit.
I still think Melnick is like kind of one of the bigger issues here. I think people are kind of not really thinking about that.
No, people are thinking about it because people have paid for billboards saying "Fire Melnick" in Ottawa.
Cheap
Have you
ass.
not heard
Yeah, but
about
you
this?
can't- Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
You
It's,
can't really fire Melnick though. He's the owner.
he's
just like
yeah, I know you can't. Or I don't know if it said "Fire Melnick" or "Get rid of Melnick" or whatever the heck it said. But
Oh,
Fuck
dude's
Melnick,
cheap.
anything.
he should step down or give the reins to someone else because doesn't sound like he's doing too good of a job there.
I also want to talk about my favorite time of year. I'm gonna just kind of change the topic a little bit. The Montreal Canadiens are loading up on draft picks, and my favorite time is draft year. Yeah,
Woohoo!
yeah, end of June. Yeah, yeah. Dude, I'm actually so fired up for this. I remember when the Habs when they picked Galchenyuk, I thought it was gonna be a hell of a draft because they had 3 seconds and a first. And I believe they ended up getting Galchenyuk, obviously.
Max Domi.
They got Jacob Delrose, Arturi Lehkonen, and Zach Fucali. And I was like, we're starting to load up on some pieces. Like, here we go. Galchenyuk just got dealt for Max Domi, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Fucali's apparently never going to make it. Apparently, he's been absolute garbage.
I-
From what I've heard, I've seen Delrose play. Like, he's a good defensive forward, but man, he's really
not a
good on.
game breaker.
Yeah.
As an Oilers fan, I'm usually excited.
And Lehkonen's showing some promise now. He broke Daniel Alfredsson's record in whatever league he used to play. I think it was the SM Liga. Might have been.
Who is this?
Arturi Lehkonen.
Ah,
He broke his record. Yeah.
For what? Points?
Yeah, for like points.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Not bad.
not bad.
Yeah,
some sort of record.
Yeah, as an
Oh,
Oilers
okay.
fan, I'm usually like really excited. But this year we have 10, which again,
No, it's
I actually think like if we get I personally I want a good defenseman out of it. If Bodqvist comes down to 10, I would love it. But from what I've been seeing, that Bouchard is Bouchard.
Evan Bouchard. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a 6'4" defenseman.
He's the one that
On,
might be
London.
going to the Oilers or something like that. And which that's what I think they need. Like
Oh yeah, they need. Well, it doesn't matter. You're getting a defenseman at 10.
yeah.
You should be able to get one.
Because I think like they're always saying like, oh, you need skilled wingers to come play with McDavid. It's like you have that already. Like you have Yamamoto, which honestly, if he's able to come play in the NHL, I'm really hoping. But how big he is, I don't know. He's playing in like not the minors, the
Dub.
dub. Is that no? What is it called? Like when he's not playing pro.
Junior.
Junior. There.
Junior,
It is.
yeah. Oh
He's
my
playing in the
God.
juniors, so he's not playing with like men in the NHL. Like even honestly, I'd like to put him in Bakersfield. Put him in Bakersfield, see how he does in the A with older men like that. I think he's gonna get bodied off the puck way too easily, and I'm not excited for him.
There's one thing about him is he was drafted last year, so he has to go back to the Dub again or play NHL. He cannot
He
go to
can't.
the A.
He can't go to the A. Really?
Yeah. Unless it's the weird thing, if he's went through the Canadian
Yeah.
system like most guys do, you cannot
Yeah.
at 19 you have to go NHL or Dub. You can't
Really?
play in the A. Yeah, it's kind of a weird rule. If you're European, you can,
European, yeah.
but because of the way
That's why Draisaitl
the,
did
the,
it, right?
the juniors have your rights, and
Man, I didn't know that.
yeah, and that's why like a guy like Mitch Marner, I remember after 1 year of junior, he
Yeah.
like broke OHL records. I think he like in the Memorial Cup like whole thing, he broke that record for
Yeah,
scoring.
yeah.
So and, like the Leafs were like, okay, well, can he play in the NHL? Like, and either he does or he has to go back and dominate junior and again.
yeah.
So like that's another thing. Like Yamamoto can't go to the A next year. He's
Yeah.
got to either play on
Okay.
with the big squad or he's got to go to the Dub.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so I did a little bit of research on the Oilers because I knew we were going to talk about the Oilers and the Habs, like we got to. I guess we'll cover the Oilers first. They only have like 2 real prospects, in my opinion. That's like Yamamoto, obviously,
Yeah.
and Ethan Bear looked really good.
I was gonna say another person who I'm a big fan of coming out was Ethan.
And I knew from the second he was drafted, I think it was a 5th round pick too. And I was
Yeah.
like, I thought he was supposed to go like 3rd or 2nd round in a really deep draft.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, Oilers got like a pretty good right-hand defenseman. Imagine if they get like either Dobson or
Yeah.
Bouchard or whoever in this draft, because
Yeah.
I think there's another really Bachwist.
Bogquist, yeah.
Yeah, if you get one of those guys and you have Bear and Larson on your right side,
Yeah.
that's starting to look.
Better.
That's
Definitely
a lot better. That's a lot better.
Yeah, Ethan Bear played a few games with them, like at the end of the season, the tail end there, and he looked like honestly one of their best defensemen.
Yeah, he looked,
Just
yeah,
because
he looked
like,
pretty
I
good. Mm-hmm.
know it's like the whole like he's coming up and everything and like playing his first few NHL games, but it was like honestly I thought he was looking like a top defenseman already, and it was like
Okay.
just get out there.
He
Please.
puck moving, puck skill, like
Has a cannon.
he is NHL ready in terms of like puck movement, and I think even smarts. Like he seems to like know where to move the puck to as well. It's just he's not big yet. Is he going to be able to play defensively? And can he? Yeah, must. He's not a huge guy, but fun fact: he was one of those Chell beauties for me. He was actually
Wow.
back when you could boost players. He was a boosted player for me on my Hut team for a bit.
Really?
Yeah, because it was just because Keegan played for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
And Barzell played for the Thunderbirds,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, well, I like the Thunderbirds, so I looked for like other players, and I don't know why I chose him, but he had I think 14 trainings, so I was like,
Yeah,
great.
Okay, there you go.
5'11", 210.
Yeah.
209.
I've been tracking Ethan Bear for a bit.
Yeah, he's gonna be a stud in the NHL. I used him.
Yeah.
In NHL.
He was a great NHL 15
Yeah.
player at
Yeah.
99 overall, but
So
So
the
basically, he's gonna be the next Wayne Gretzky on defense. So
Oilers have all their picks this year, except they're missing their fourth, which they traded to the Habs for Al Montoya. Thank you very much.
Oh no.
Do you know who you want them to take at 10? You
Like,
said Bachwist?
Bogquist or Bouchard, I guess. That's kind of who I'm like looking at. Which, like, honestly, whatever. Because how many
Do you
defensemen are in the top there? There's like 4 defensemen in the
Do you think
top
there's
10, right?
a chance, like, I know I'd have to look at the mock draft in terms of who's like actually is ahead of
Yeah.
them and stuff, but is there a chance that none of the like every team's like scoops up D and then they're stuck taking whoever
A
the next
forward?
like that Finn who's a centerman or a guy like
Well, they say Dolan, Sveshnikov are 1-2 for sure.
yeah.
So I'm going to count
Well,
those guys out.
Carolina announced they're taking Sveshnikov, so
Yeah.
unless he falls to 3.
Oh, I would love to have him on the team. Anyways, their next top guys were, it was supposed to be Dobson, Hughes, Bouchard.
I always mix up Dobson and Hughes. One's the center or like
One's a
one's a
right
winger.
defenseman,
Dob-
and one's
yeah,
a left.
Dobson.
defenseman.
Noah Dobson.
They're both
is the right
defensemen?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe I'm okay. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, it's those two, Bouchard and Boquist.
Okay.
And Dolan, obviously.
And
but
Dolan, yeah.
Okay, then who's the
so
forward?
that's 5D.
Okay.
And then the forwards that are supposed to be really good are Sveshnikov's 1. Zadina's been the consensus 2.
Who's
Kachuk's really good. That
Kotkaniemi?
yeah.
He's the one who's supposed to go to Montreal.
Yeah.
Third.
Oh, the Finn.
Just
Yeah.
came. Who is he?
He's been rising the ranks.
Okay,
all
yeah,
year.
we're gonna-
Is that what it is? Because I was gonna say this is the first time I'm like I looked at it yesterday, but it was like yesterday was the first time I saw his name.
Okay, yeah, finally. Yeah, we can talk about the Habs. Yeah, we can do it.
I want to
Yeah.
hear it. No,
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
hear exactly what's this guy about.
Okay, so, before we get to who I want to take and all that stuff, Montreal has the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft. They also have the 35 because that's their own second rounder. They have Chicago's at 38. They have Toronto's second round pick at I think it's like in the mid 50s.
Yeah.
56 I think, and then they have Washington. So I'm assuming that's going to be
The dead last one.
yeah 62. They also have their own 3rd round pick, which is really early. They have Edmonton and Montreal's 4th round pick, which is really early, and they have their 5th, which is also really early. They are loaded to do something. I'm so pumped to see what they can do
What
with
they
it.
do, yeah.
As far as their first round pick goes,
So this guy played for Asset in the Liga, had 29 points in 57 games.
the reason why his stock like started to rise up a
Yeah.
lot was because he played in some tournament.
The U18, he had
Yeah,
19
the U18.
points in 17 games.
Yeah. So now
Okay.
people are kind of like, okay, he's also 6'2". He can put the puck in the back of the net.
No
a
one,
centerman.
no one else is a centerman in this draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like pretty weak. There's also a Brett Hayden who's supposed to be really good too, but
Yeah, I saw.
this
I
Finn
remember him.
is
He
looking
was-
like he's pretty legit.
I don't know. Do you like him? I don't know. I'm so skeptical to see a player who was ranked like what 2015 kind of the whole year, and then sort of like probably 2 months ago got into the top 10, and then now is a top
Now-
3.
Right
Like,
now, I think as far as talent goes, he's looking closer to where Devon's or the Oilers are picking at 10.
yeah.
And it's just because the only reason why he's risen is because he's the only full-time center.
Okay.
As far as the guys go, there's only 3 guys who I want the Habs to really draft a lot.
Mhm.
There's like a few other guys that where if we draft them, I'll be okay with it. But there's a few guys I prefer. The number 1 guy who I really want is Oliver Wahlstrom. Even though I was looking at,
He's dropped.
I know now
fallen.
he's supposed to go like around like 7-9. I don't think the Oilers will get him, but man, I was looked at his stats and he has apparently one of the best shots in the draft. I know Zadina does as well, but he also lit it up I think he played in the U.S. Developmental League. or development
yeah, that's
league.
where he played. Yeah,
Mhm.
the USHL.
Also, the kid who did the crazy goal
That
at that.
kid, that was him.
Yeah,
okay.
that was him.
There's a video from like 8 years ago of him at a 10-year-old All-Star game, and he did
It was in the
look-
Bruins arena.
yeah.
Say, what was it? The All Star game? Wasn't it just like an intermission?
I thought it was
thing?
I thought it was an intermission
Yeah, it was
thing.
like an
Was it?
intermission.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it involved the All-Star game somehow. But
No,
Okay.
yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty crazy.
But yeah, for
Plus the fact that he can shoot and he's just like a very skilled player, and he also has experience in the middle. So maybe you can put him at center
Yeah.
later on in his career. You never know. And he's 6'1". He's not like huge, but like that's not a bad guy to go for.
he's 200 pounds. So
Okay.
who are the other two that you were talking about?
So the other one was Hughes.
Yeah.
Just because he's a left-hand defenseman, and I looked at the draft, and all the top guys were right-handed or were named Rasmus Dahlin.
Yep.
So I know we
Gotcha.
can't get either of those guys, but Hughes really looks interesting. He also plays for, I think, Michigan.
Yeah,
Michigan College. Yeah,
College.
looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think he also had nearly a point game. I think like 0.8.
Okay.
So he's looking like a pretty good power play specialist, which Montreal really needs, especially because their left side includes Victor Mete, who I think is pretty limited in what he can do offensively. Carl Osner, who's just a waste of money. And then you got like the David Schlemko, Jordy Ben kind of group.
The 6.
Yeah, you got your 6 guys. So we could really use help on the left side. And dealing Sergachev doesn't help.
He has.
Yeah.
God, I don't want to talk about that. The other guy was Zadina, just because
Yeah.
people are saying he's the best goal scorer in the draft.
Yeah. Quentin Hughes had 37 games, 29 points for Michigan.
Okay.
Nice.
No, that's close.
But yeah, he looks like a stud.
If
But now they're saying that Finn might get drafted. I'm not going to be mad about it, but
I think that's a desperate pick. That's the pick of need over talent.
you know what the worst part is, though, is everyone knows it, and Montreal can't use it as leverage to like
they
trade
they-
down.
they can't trade
'Cause
down
people
to
are
6.
really starting to like talk about it now. And it's like,
You're right. Oh, you're
man.
so right. You're so right. They can't. Yeah, they couldn't trade 3 to 5, 3 to 6 kind of deal.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping is like a team at, I'd say like 5 or 6. They were saying that maybe Arizona does, and they're at 5.
Okay.
If they were talking about trading up, and the comparable is when Logan Brown got traded down because New Jersey was picking first, and they picked that McLeod guy, and then Logan Brown went next.
Okay.
Or no, I think it's the other way around. Ottawa traded up 1 pick.
They traded up 1 pick.
Yeah, and they exchanged a third, like an early third. So
to
I
get
think,
1 spot.
yeah, to just get 1 spot. But that's in the first round. That's like for like
But-
12, 13, or 11,
Yeah,
12.
this is 5 to 3 or whatever.
Yeah, so if this is 5 to 3, I would want like a late second. And they got one of those because they traded Martin Hansel for one.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for. It's kind of what I'm hoping for.
You have this planned out. I
Yeah.
like it.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Or if they give their first round pick from last year because he looks really good too.
So Marcus, how about your Jets?
Joseph guy?
picking Not even the first round.
yeah, no, I got no Jets coverage here. I hope we get a couple diamonds, but
We don't have a first round pick, so we can't really.
Well,
exactly. And
projected to get-
I'll be honest. I looked at the top 20 prospects,
Yeah.
25. I've
Yeah.
kind of kept my eye on like the top 30, but I really looked at the top 20. So the Jets were, as of now, pick at like
60th.
60th.
60th, yeah.
Okay, I was
And,
gonna say.
projected to get Jordan Harris of Kimball Union Academy.
Sounds like a great left-handed defenseman.
Did I say he was a defenseman?
I guessed.
'Cause I think he might be a left-handed defenseman.
Ooh.
He might be.
If I nailed that, I'm gonna be really happy.
I haven't even looked at like really the first round too much. It's only the guys who I believe Montreal could be picking. Like I'm just kind of getting familiar with those guys, and because they have 4 second round picks this year, I actually looked
You
at.
went deep.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, who's supposed to go here? Who has? Yeah.
He's a left-handed defenseman.
Look at this draft
Look at
knowledge. I
that.
know his position by his name. Just hire me already.
60th overall.
Dude, don't even send me the ring. Just like give me his name, I'll tell you where he's gonna get drafted.
Yeah.
Also, a little correction: Montreal has 3 fourth round picks, not 2.
Uh-oh.
I'll call myself out. I'll do it.
Alrighty. I think we'll jump into what are the Puck Boys doing this weekend.
Yeah.
I have a wedding out in Killarney.
You have a wedding.
Out in Killarney.
Whose
My
wedding?
cousin's.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
I didn't know either.
I got back-to-backs. She's doing one the 23rd and 30th. So one's in Killarney that's like close family and like close friends kind of, or like family and close friends.
Yeah.
And then there's one here that's like friends and everybody kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Open
Okay.
bar and I'm emceeing it.
Nice.
This is my practice, podcasting.
Okay, I like that.
So we have a pretty good
fucked.
idea.
I'm looking.
Yeah,
I'm-
exactly.
I'm looking forward to a huge step up next week, Devin.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Actually, you probably still will be hungover from the wedding, so
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's open bar, so
it'll be fun.
the thing is like, obviously I'm not gonna get hammered beforehand.
Uh,
Before I start talking, I might have
oh,
like
yeah,
a drink
true.
or two, but I don't want to look like a fool in front of all my family and everything. So.
Yeah, you gotta waste it at the end with everyone. Don't
Exactly.
get wasted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's my weekend. Killarney wedding.
I saw my first ever wedding, or my first wedding in 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's your
Last
name?
weekend. Autumn's friend, Deb. Congratulations, Deb. And shit.
Oh,
Stefan.
Dreads.
Stefan.
Dreads.
Stefan. Deb and Stefan. Congratulations.
Okay, there you go.
What are you boys up to?
I'm definitely heading out to Kenora. That is the only thing I'm for sure. I don't know whether I'm going to Kaylee's cabin or Abby's.
Oh yeah. I got that offer too, but I couldn't go.
Yeah.
Did you get that
You
offer?
should definitely choose Kaylee's.
Are you going to
Because
that?
I'm going to Kaylee's cabin for Saturday night.
Oh man.
Fuck! No! Fuck! Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Who? I thought it was just like a few of like 5 or 6.
It was okay. So it was, I think, supposed to be everyone. It was going to be 7, but then 2 dipped out and possibly a third dipped out. So Kaylee went, all right, I'm going to invite like 4 more people, and Colin made that cut. So
Could not believe it.
nice.
Just as shocked as you are.
Who were the ones who dipped out?
I think it was. I think it
Like
was
me.
more
it
of.
was you and Lexi, and I think Michelle's not coming. Or
no,
something.
Michelle is.
Oh,
She
okay,
just-
maybe it's just you
Michelle.
two.
Michelle was
It
like,
was-
"Hey, why aren't you going to Kaylee's cabin?" I was like, "Cause I got a wedding."
Okay, maybe it was just you two then. But
Yeah.
yeah, the invites.
Damn
The
it.
I
invites
think
got a
it
little
was a
bigger.
Justin invite and not as much a Kaylee invite. But you know what? I'll take it nonetheless.
No, I totally think it was a Justin invite because Justin and I are close, but not super close. And the only other dude I think was Aaron. So.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it
Aaron,
was-
Aaron
no,
said he would go.
Kaylee
so-
invited Autumn.
Yeah, I
yeah,
also knew
Kaylee and
that.
Autumn. Kaylee really likes Autumn.
Yeah, Kaylee really likes all of the like girls. Who
All the
hang out in
girls.
that group.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah.
A little too much.
I'm not a fan of the
Deserving
guys,
swinging.
but
Anyone got Friday plans?
Did you- Never mind.
no.
You did. I gotta go to Clarny like Friday morning. So
Oh,
I
okay.
did
Oh
decorations
really?
and everything.
Oh okay. So you're
Maybe
out.
Jazz Fest. God,
It
hit
is
that
still
up
this
again.
weekend, right? Okay, I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
it was. Dude, double down Jazz
Wait,
Fest.
you guys are going out to Kaylee's cabin on the Saturday?
Yeah. We're gonna go out Saturday in like the early morning or so.
Yeah.
Like I'll
Yeah.
probably get there. The
Damn.
plan's to get there probably noon.
Damn! Fuck! I'm so mad I'm missing that now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, have fun.
I'm sad you're missing it too.
Yo, can you pull a Devin?
But
Can
they're
you
apparently
pull-
we're going to a social
Devin?
there.
What?
Yeah, there's a social out there.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, there's a social. So we're gonna go to a social.
Yeah. He's facepalm
Can you
right
pull
now.
a Devin though?
Pass out, rally,
No,
like
hold on.
all that stuff. Or you?
I'll say this.
Is
story.
this a Danielle Devon? Is this a Kaylee's cabin Devon?
Kaylee's
Oh, I know the
cabin
Kaylee's
Devon.
cabin Devon.
So there was one year, me, Justin, Kaylee's boyfriend, one of our good friends, invited me out to her cabin, and Kaylee's sister, who is on the track team, invited all of her track friends out there as well. This was
This is
one
a
of
bad
Devin's.
start right now. This sounds
This
like
is-
it's gonna be
this is
creepy
one of
real quick.
Devin's, not first times, but it was definitely like the first time I like, not the first, probably like it was in the like first top 5 of.
How did your dick feel?
I don't know. I don't know.
First time drinking.
First time drinking like hard. So we're sitting there drinking everything, drinking games. Oh, it's all good. Everything's going fine. Then we start doing shots and all that, and Devin gets a
Spiraled.
little drunk.
Spiral.
Everyone goes like, dude, does the whole skinny dipping, all that, the whole 9 yards. We're going to bed, and they give me the guest bed in the cabin, which I was very grateful to have. And as I'm walking into the room, Justin's sleeping in the same room as me, and because Justin, I don't think was allowed to sleep with Kaylee at that point, but I go, Justin, come cuddle with me. Jump on the bed. Justin goes, no, I'm not, and I puked everywhere in the bed. The whole bed was covered in Devin's puke. I don't remember. All I remember is hosing off the sheets in the morning.
You have some balls just
It was
being totally okay with announcing that to the world that you just
awful. It was probably the worst puke like story I've ever had. The worst. And Kaylee's parents were so cool about it. So cool. I get back to like my cabin because it's like near the same. That's kind of why I went out there. My mom was like, "Hey, so how'd you do? Like, how was it going?" I was like,
Bad.
Good? Oh, my parents still have not a clue. So if Diane's listening to this, she now knows that I puked everywhere in Kaylee's bed.
Fairness.
Yeah.
Fairness.
That was probably the worst puke I've ever had. Drinking. So, can you pull a Devin?
No. To answer your question, no, I cannot pull a Devin.
Yeah, no. That's not
Colin?
No,
I'm looking at you now.
Not a chance.
Alrighty.
You never
So
know.
you guys are Kaylee's cabin this weekend? Sunday?
That's and then Sunday, Autumn and I are doing a hike on the way home from Kaylee's cabin. We're gonna stop in the White Shell and probably check out a couple trails.
Cool.
Be a fun time. I've actually like, I haven't. You know when the last time? Actually, no, that's not true. I've hiked once since our last K2 trip. So I've hiked once since grade 11.
Wow. Okay, so this is definitely her idea, not yours.
I'm all for it. It sounds like a really fun time.
I know. It sounds fun, but like, was it your idea or no?
I don't know what her hiking like routine like has been. I don't think she hiked much last year because we hung out most of the last summer.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's gonna be fun.
As Will would say, hiking's stupid. Just walking.
In a prettier environment than you're used to, with good food and good company.
Good food.
We're gonna bring food.
Oh, okay.
You don't do anything without a food.
Yeah, I like food too.
Yeah. Come on.
Alrighty.
I think to wrap this up, we'll do 3 stars.
Always.
All right.
Fuck, I don't. You guys go first.
Okay. I'm gonna
apparently.
start. I'm gonna give 3 stars to Deb and Stefan for getting married.
Said Devin. Stefan.
Nope, not
Nope.
Devin.
Deb.
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 Deborah and
Yep.
Stefan got married, as I mentioned a couple minutes ago. Wish them all the best. Also,
good
hosted
call.
a good wedding.
Oh yeah.
I'll do the Humboldt Broncos for all meeting up at the Vegas Awards this week.
Pull my heart a little harder, won't you?
Oh,
That's
I
only
got it.
2.
I'll take it.
Oh no! What's coming?
First star goes to Chandler Stevenson for he said that he was gonna bring the cup to Humboldt,
Oh.
and a few of his
I
teammates
remember
are coming through too. So I think that's pretty cool.
That is
Alright,
And good for him. Like he could like I don't know if he's from there or not.
I believe now that you say this, I remember hearing this a couple weeks ago. I believe he grew up in Saskatchewan, like a Saskatchewan
okay.
town. It wasn't Humboldt exactly,
Yeah.
but he grew up in
Okay.
that area, or like
Okay,
kind
now
of
it makes a little
knows
bit more
the
sense. Okay.
knows the small town Saskatchewan lifestyle.
Okay. Well, yeah, those are 3 stars.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
listening.
listening. Yeah.
Hopefully you found it on YouTube. Give us some feedback on Twitter at the Puck Boys.
Yeah, let's see if you guys like the intro.
Here's the outro.
No, we still don't really have an outro. We should definitely come up with an outro, rather than just saying bye and giving out our Twitter handle.
Yeah, that'd be.
You wanna
Yeah, I think
harmonize?
that'd be a little bit better. No.
Fuck you.
Close us out, Dalkia.